and the committee will act to directly oversee the work of the appointed fund manager and investment decisions it makes. We prepared a detailed business plan for the fund to ensure it retains its commercial viability while also focusing on the ambition to provide a new and supportive form of access to finance to viable SMEs. We also preferred a range of exit options from the fund to the ministry, knowing fully well that the fund's investment in SMEs will need to be divested at some point in the future for the government to realize the value of its investment and allow the SMEs to be self-standing. The initial seed capital for the fund, as provided by the federal government, is in the region of $20 million US. And this is over 3 billion naira. And the sovereign wealth fund also provided $5 million US. We are aware that the ministry would like other investors to come in and to build the fund up to $50 million US as quickly as possible. We appreciate the fact that the larger the fund, the more significant its impact will be. We encourage others to join the fund, and we assure them the process of its inception has been very thorough and has been very, very robust. In a sense, our work to support the setup of the fund is almost complete and will be virtually complete in the coming weeks once all the final building blocks are in place. We are, however, aware that support for such a laudable initiative should be ongoing, and we remain available to provide such support to the ministry as investment decisions are made and funds begin to be invested in viable ventures. More generally, there cannot be a better initiative in the quest to help small and medium-sized enterprises than to institute a venture capital fully dedicated to that segment of the economy. SMEs are the engines of growth of any economy, and success stories of private equity funds in the creation of value are well documented in several studies of private equity investment. The African Venture Capital Association and Ernst & Young, in particular, have been compiling such studies since 2012, and the findings are very, very positive. The studies showed that the companies in which the private equities invested outperformed the best companies on the stock exchange of the relevant geography. This proven success in value creation by private equity funds gives the basis for our expectations of the impact of the fund being launched here today. We foresee an impact on the growth of SMEs in Nigeria within a very few years. We expect that the fund will help accelerate the growth of SMEs and contribute its quota to economic development and poverty alleviation. We also suggest that Nigeria will benefit from a law that mandates a certain portion of all government procurement of services and goods to be reserved for SMEs. Further to that, the federal government can also consider making one of the criteria for the award of contracts to major corporations some evidence of the organization's involvement of SMEs in their supply chain. We said this because these are some of the policies that have worked successfully in industrialized countries and are working in leading emerging economies. Of course, the laws or regulations will need to be drafted and implemented properly to achieve the desired results. Finally, we congratulate Mr. President and the Honorable Minister and the entire administration on this achievement, which we believe will leave a lasting legacy and impact. We encourage all SMEs with viable business ideas to access the fund, whether at the startup stage or for the expansion of existing businesses. For us at EY, we promise to continue to contribute our quota to building a better working world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Henry Egbike, the Managing Partner, Ernst & Young. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Let me now invite the Coordinating Minister for the Economy and the Honorable Minister of Finance to step forward here and invite our President. Honorable Minister, please.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, without wasting time, it is my singular honor and pleasure to introduce the owner of the You Win program, a leader who so believes in the young people of this country and their skills that he goes to bed worrying about whether we are creating enough jobs, and he wakes up worrying about the same problem. This is why he has launched so many direct and indirect job creation programs. He's the only president to create 5,400 young entrepreneurs in his time through a special program such as You Win. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming His Excellency, President Goodluck Ebele.
Please be seated. The Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, Emeka Ediowa, thank you for being here with us. The Excellencies, the Governors, and the Deputy Governors here with us, members of the National Assembly, the CME and members of the Federal Executive Council, former governors are here with us. I think I saw Peter Obi, other top government functionaries, members of the economic management team that have agreed to also be here for this ceremony, development partners, captains of industry, dear You Win awardees. Other invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. Let me begin by welcoming all of you to another landmark event in this administration's effort to empower young Nigerians. For me, it's always a pleasure to share in the enthusiastic response of our youth to the programs we have designed to enable them take charge of their own destinies through entrepreneurship. Many of you will recollect that at the inception of this administration, about 3.5 years ago, we identified unemployment, and I did mention that not just Nigeria, unemployment is a problem of so many leaders globally. And this unemployment is mostly among young people, and of course, the Nigerian population shows that we have more young people than most other countries. So it's a big challenge to all of us to make sure that we create jobs for our young people. We recognize that there can be no real economic development when our people have no jobs. Of course, we always query. We talk about economic growth, but we have no jobs, and it's difficult to defend. Furthermore, the impact of high unemployment and poverty is far-reaching, including widespread students' restiveness and high rates of crime, especially in Nigeria, where people begin to associate militancy and terrorism as a result of unemployment, which is not quite correct. To enable us adequately tackle this menace, we have continually made job creation a core component of our transformation agenda. During the past 3.5 years, we have put in place several initiatives especially targeted at creating jobs and empowering Nigerians to lift themselves and others out of poverty through business ownership. The You Win program is arguably one of the finest initiatives of this administration.
During the first 3 years,